Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Puff Drink Talk. I'm Dylan Wilson.
I'm Hilton Kill.
Konrad Schubach.
And I'm George.
And this week, it is Thanksgiving, and we're going to be talking about the origin and turkey and whatnot. So, strap in.
Right. And, today, actually, we have a special guest. So we have here Jordan. He actually sent a message online. Yeah, we invited him over, and so we're gonna find out what it is about his life today. Although I'm just kidding.
We're drinking on some cachaça and rum and smoking some cigars, as always.
And water.
And water.
And water.
And water, yes.
Cheers.
Yes. And water.
I definitely had a Kramer moment after I made this drink.
Oh.
Did you
Took
get
my
too
first
much?
sip.
Yeah.
Did you forget it wasn't just water?
Oh, why? Wake up.
Yeah, we'll be smoking these bad boys over here. So, and later on in the channel, what we're gonna have, Dylan, later on in the channel? Cigar reviews.
I guess we're going to be doing some reviews. Right? Sounds like a loaded question. We're going to be having some.
Is it a
some
tricky
great
question
reviews.
or
Oh.
something? I'm being tested or
Don't know
something?
with him, man.
Yeah, sounds
Never
like a good plan. So,
Put them on blast.
how is the first impressions on the cigars?
So far, so good from my end.
Never
Thanks.
heard me to complain about it.
Thanksgiving. So our content director, we're gonna bring us on Thanksgiving.
Kind of talking about Thanksgiving, the history of Thanksgiving. I do realize that in Brazil, Thanksgiving isn't a holiday, isn't really recognized. But given that I think Thanksgiving has really become kind of like a global day of recognition. A lot of other countries okay, I mean, that's what they celebrate in America, but it's not a bad idea to have some type of holiday similar to this. So I thought we would just talk about the history and some, Thanksgiving stories, and it's holiday season anyways, and all of the traditions and basically rituals that partake with this holiday that happens.
Actually, I'm glad you did that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know much about it. So it will be even though I've been here for 5 years, I just celebrate with family and friends. But so it's going to be instructional for me.
Well, there you go. I'll start it off by saying that my family has moved away from the traditional turkey being the main piece. And since my wife's Brazilian and we have such a Brazilian influence, it's picanha.
Oh my
And
goodness,
other
really?
things. The first year that my parents moved out here to Austin about 3 or 4 years ago, and the first year that they were out here for Thanksgiving, it was probably like 80 degrees outside. And I did like a fogo de chão. I put a fire in the backyard. Eu tenho espetos, and I did like a true churrasco.
Oh, gaúchos. Right?
Yeah. And so I did picanha, I did costelas, I did a lot of different things. So
Cuts.
all types of different
Cuts.
yeah. And I mean, we kept the traditional sides, we kept pies, we kept a lot of the other things that go with the traditional Thanksgiving. But the main course, I mean, no offense, turkey I find kind of bland. It can be dry if you don't cook it right. So I was like, you know what? Why don't we try steak? Picanha. Why don't we try ribs? Why don't we try some other like meats, jalapeno poppers, and get into kind of our own tradition. So that's what my family has been incorporating, and that's again what we're going to be doing this Thanksgiving. Is I've got a big rack of ribs that I'm going to be doing. My brother's bringing over picanhas, so we'll be smoking that and doing that for Thanksgiving. So
You doing anything special, Dylan?
Well, I'm just eating food.
How much food? how much?
But I mean, and do you kind of, fellow American here, do you partake in like the traditional turkey dinner and stuff like that?
Yeah, we're a traditional Texan family. We do turkey and sides, green bean casserole, corn casserole, pies, all those sorts, things like that. We don't really
Deviate from it.
No, not really. I really like turkey, so
Yeah.
what I've found is that people don't like turkey because turkey gets dry. And like you
Yes.
said, turkey is bland. So I'm not from Austin originally. I'm from Beaumont, southeast Texas, right by the border between Texas and Louisiana. And we ate a lot of Cajun food. So every year for Thanksgiving, the way we do our turkey is we melt down a bunch of butter and infuse it with Cajun seasoning, cayenne pepper, garlic, onion powder,
Jesus, that sounds so good.
all these things. And then you infuse it into the butter, and then I inject it into the turkey all over the place, get it under the skin everywhere to where that thing swells. Put it inside of a plastic bag, and then put that in like an aluminum foil tray. You bake it that way. And when you take it out, that bag has like almost a half of a gallon of turkey juice. And you can use that to make dressing and gravy and whatever. It's out of the bag, put it back in, broil. And that gives some color to the skin, gets it dark, and you take it out. It is tender, juicy, moist turkey that just like you grab it and just peels right off. And that's how we do it over here. So I always
and I tell you what, every family has a secret turkey recipe, and I think my family just failed on that turkey recipe thing.
Well, last year when I was that's the way we always do it. At my fiance's family, they're very particular about the way that they do their turkey and the way they do everything. They delegated it to my father-in-law. He's not really much of a cook. He likes to grill here and there, but it's not his thing.
Tread carefully on what you say about your wife, your future wife's
No,
family.
he will agree with me. It's true. This is the question he asked. He said, hey, what temperature do I need to get this turkey to so I know that it's done? It's cooked through. The answer to that question is all poultry is 165 degrees Fahrenheit.
No, hold on. The answer to that question is like, let me cook, please.
The answer to that if you're asking me that question, I'm
I love
very
the kitchen.
afraid to eat this turkey.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh shit, it just reached 200. So dry, so bland, and apparently Grandma was arguing that they had to cook it a certain way so she could get the turkey juice and all this stuff, and I had recommended my family does it this way in the bag and blah blah blah, and I was shot down immediately. We are not going to do it that way. So I didn't eat their turkey.
Right.
It just wasn't very good. This year they're planning on deep frying the turkey, which is a hit or a miss. It can either be very good or very bad. It's difficult. It's of all the ways that you could think to cook a turkey, the one that I mentioned is very replicable. Anybody can do it. Anybody could deep fry a turkey. Very finicky. You have to make sure you're controlling the temperature of that oil and the time that it's in there. You can undercook it, you can overcook it. If you overcook it, deep fried, overcooked turkey, terrible.
Have you ever made that way?
I've had it that way. I've never personally made it that way because it intimidates me.
Right.
I don't think that, first of all, you don't influence as much flavor into it.
Right.
You're frying it in oil. The way that I'm doing
just
it
getting
is
oil.
as close as you can get to like sous vide an entire turkey as you can get. You put it in a bag with all kinds of, you stuff, and that's just injection. I take that thing and I inject it under the skin and into the meat all over the place, but still in the middle, sometimes I'll put an orange and thyme, rosemary, whatever else you want in there, and stuff it right in there, That all infuses the way you would like smoke them, and it gets that smoky flavor. It's influenced by everything you put in. You deep fry a turkey, it's just got the seasoning, it's deep fried. So it could be good, and to be honest, I'm not the one doing it, so I'm not gonna judge. It's difficult to do so. But no, we don't do anything special.
Just that. Yeah.
No, I'm particular about turkey because I know it can go bad very quick.
Right.
So I like good turkey, and so if somebody messes up the turkey, for me, that sucks. Because sides are good, but to me, Thanksgiving, I look forward to that turkey.
Yes.
And I know
That's the main dish.
Well-
Everyone sits down. That's that picturesque of everyone sitting, like the father, grandfather, the figure of the household carving the turkey and passing it out to the family and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think modernized now, like people are starting to get away from it.
Yeah.
More and more you see meat and steak and ribs and brisket and all these things. In Texas especially.
Good brisket for Thanksgiving.
And
It's
honestly,
so
that's
good.
fitting because to make a great brisket takes time.
It does take
So
time.
you could spend a whole day making a great brisket. That's a
Little
good
labor of love.
thing for Thanksgiving. It's a lot of time and effort put into that. So.
Yeah, I like this year we're gonna be together. All the Brazilians are gonna be together doing the Thanksgiving, and funnily enough, we're gonna have turkey. We're not gonna have ham because we asked, okay, who wants to bring ham? And it's like, oh yeah, I can bring ham. So who wants to take the ham home? And then everybody said, no, I don't. And then it's like, okay, so we're not having ham.
No.
Because
Just
every
do
time.
bacon. Just do bacon at that point.
Bacon.
Yes.
And then so
Bacon's
basically.
the best.
Basically, what we're gonna be doing is gonna be turkey. It's gonna be pork leg.
Egg.
Yeah, pernil. So pork leg.
Are you doing a whole, like the big
The
size?
whole the top.
Really?
And
Jesus.
I'm gonna be bringing.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna be bringing my traditional Thanksgiving dish, which is 2 pork ribs. Because
Just 2?
yes, because it's going to be already a lot of food. Most likely, it's going to happen the same way that happened every single year, which is the way I cook it. I mean, I barbecue it. It's like long hours, like probably about 6 hours, and the bones just like you just take it out. Yeah, it comes off.
Oh, it's so nice.
And the seasoning that I do, it's very particular, and but the Brazilian style, and then I just kind of chop it all, right, and put it in there, and depending on the number of people that's gonna be in there, somebody is not gonna have it.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Because it just goes. It's the first round, it disappears.
Yeah.
And then people start eating all the food. Probably for my daughters, it's gonna be Thanksgiving is gonna be all about pork ribs. It's not gonna be about. But I think that's globalization. I mean, not everybody likes turkey. I mean, I don't even eat the turkey.
A lot of people don't like poultry in general, any kind of bird. We're a bird-supporting podcast, if you were unaware.
Yeah.
What was that?
We support
We
birds.
love birds.
we
We
love
love
birds.
birds here.
We're
We
a
support 'em.
bird-supporting podcast, so we don't put birds down here.
Okay.
Tread lightly, I heard. And
Oh my
Before
God!
start
That
talking
was
negative
my
about that.
whole,
that was your whole spiel.
the whole thing, you know. It's just-
George Thanksgiving is all about birds. Yeah,
Yeah,
we got 7
that's-
types of
yeah.
birds.
Enough said, man. First of all, man, I like this idea of mixing traditions that you mentioned. I think that part is pretty good. I understand why people repeat through tradition their food, but I need to know a little bit more before I get into that, you know. So
Okay.
before I get into, I'm gonna do this every year. So is there any reason why you pass down like you're just describing like the head of the house goes there and passes down? So is there anything
It's a very symbolic holiday.
symbolic?
And I think you were sorry. You were
There's no pecking order here.
no okay.
Yeah, we're just
So what it is? So Thanksgiving holiday, the tradition of it back in the 1500s when the Pilgrims came over to the United States, they celebrated their harvest with the Native American Indians that were here. So it was a lot of look at our success, welcome to the land, integrate, help each other out type of thing. So it was a lot of pumpkin, squash,
Sweet potato.
anything that you could harvest. Everyone had a big feast. Deer, turkey, all types of different meats and vegetables and whatever you could harvest at that time.
hence the thousands of types of food.
Exactly.
And especially
And the feast.
And the feast, of
surviving. You
Uh-huh.
made it all the way over here from oppression. We made it through the harsh winters and survived the harsh summers. And now we're all having a conglomeratory celebration of life.
Okay.
And I think it would be like the very first feast before the winter.
Before the winter.
Yeah.
Fatten up, get fat, get ready for the winter because it's going to be cold. It's the Northeast, so you're going to have snow, you're going to have long winters. So fatten up with turkey, you're going to fatten up with deer, fatten up with all the different fruits.
Yeah, Dylan's going to be
vegetables.
taking next week off because he's going to be hibernating.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually going to have surgery afterwards to lose the weight.
Seriously?
Oh my
Son of a bitch. Got me.
He got you again!
God damn it. God damn it. So back to your point, the symbolism of carving of the turkey, passing it out, chiefs, the head of the pilgrims, the chiefs of the Indians, passing it out to everyone underneath, the women and children, and then everyone else. So there's a lot of symbolism to this holiday that's been passed on for over 500 years.
I offer you what I have.
Exactly.
You offer me what I have. Okay.
And
I
we
see.
share. And I mean, I don't know. There's some dark history to Thanksgiving as well, the way we came over and the diseases that were spread. So, I mean, really and truly in the woke America that we live in now, it is not glorified to celebrate Thanksgiving anymore because you are celebrating coming over and taking over the country and spreading disease to the Native Americans. And there's like a whole agenda to cancel Thanksgiving, kind of. But I think it's similar to like formal dining. Someone sits at the head of the table, typically the head of the household, and it's their job and honor to present everything so they can provide and share. So,
it's that type of Thanksgiving that I wish to see that it was symbolized as a come together invitation of, I don't know who you are, but this is what I can provide you. Please sit at my table and enjoy it with my people.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you wish.
Well, but that's
I mean, there is no. I'm saying, like, is that what you?
so.
understood
I really think that Thanksgiving is what happened.
Okay. all
The
right,
idea
yes.
of it, but then it got to like post disease was brought over. Then it was like, oh no, this
Okay.
is our land. You need to get out, type of thing.
So,
But I think to that point, it was like, you guys are
Yes.
newcomers. Come together and enjoy my food. What do you have? Oh, well, I can offer you bread. Well, then we'll eat bread. I can offer you squash. Well, then. So it was a conglomeration, like what you're saying, Hilton. You're bringing over
Yeah.
the pork ribs and other sides. Everyone comes together, different types of various foods, flavors.
Yeah.
And just
That's
eat
a,
it.
it's a mesh of culture from
Yes.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you're taking the Pilgrims and the Native Americans who have obviously done things their own way,
Yes.
and you're bringing both together, and they probably showed us different ways to cook X, Y, and Z, and vice
and
versa.
it's interesting you guys mentioned this because when you're talking about how you introduce the steak, and then I mentioned mixing traditions, their origins, the pure beginning.
Yeah.
Comes
Was
from that.
exactly that.
Yeah.
So this is a very easy
It's not pure.
tradition to
Yeah.
keep evolving.
Yes.
Different from other. So is it tradition, or the tradition is evolving and keep mixing?
You're living the
Because this
tradition
is
in a way.
exactly because if it stays the same, it's gonna symbolize only that. But America is a melting pot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe
hmm
it's gonna evolve.
It should. You have people that come over here and gain citizenship. As an American, you should enjoy Thanksgiving, but do it in your own way.
But no birds.
Don't kill them.
Don't kill them.
If they're already dead when you buy it, that's,
Exactly,
the
oh,
death
wow.
isn't on your hands.
Yes. Oh
At
my
that point,
goodness.
it's like somebody already killed the bird.
Uh-huh.
It's an honor. Just don't kill it yourself. And then traditionally, every family's different. My family is very adamant. Every year we go all the way around the table, and everybody has to say what they're thankful for.
Yes.
And that is one of the
Yes.
many traditions that people are typically pretty hell-bent on, that we make sure we do that. But every family's different, so some people don't do that.
Funny you mentioned that because, for example, last year people weren't gonna do that in our Thanksgiving, and then I was like, well, shouldn't we just go around and say what we're thankful for?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I pulled that in because I believe that you do have to express gratitude. You know what I mean? And then we are like in a family all together in a friend's house. So at least to them, thank you notes
Express their
and express the gratitude in there because messing up their houses. So with
Yeah.
my two daughters, playing and then going around and whatnot, I kind of pulled that, trigger there. Say, hey, why don't we go around and say what you're thankful for?
Yeah.
So we did that round thing. But yeah, normally I don't see much
Right.
people doing that
Do
unless
you
you have something other to say.
No, I do think that's what my family does as well. We say what we're thankful for. Ironically enough, history of Thanksgiving, back in the 1700s, after the Revolutionary War, George Washington he didn't mandate, but he said Thanksgiving should be a day where we give thanks, and specifically thanks that the Revolutionary War has ended. So it has been a tradition that's passed on since the birth of the United States. So it is a remembrance. I mean, from the minute that Thanksgiving was introduced, it was being thankful that you are here in my presence, that we have survived the hardships of life, the hardships of winter, summer, all of these years, to be present at this moment right now. Let's have this time to be thankful for what we have and work together for a better future.
And isn't it funny, at least intriguing, that every single time that we're going to celebrate something and whatever meaning there's going to be behind the celebration, there's a lot of food involved.
Yeah.
And does anybody know why that is?
Well, if you take it all the way back to Christ and breaking bread, and it was like the Last Supper.
Yeah.
So I don't know the answer to your question, but I do know that there's always this.
It's been a long
feast
time,
in-
yeah.
all the way back to the years of Christ.
Yeah.
Way back. Always has been
What do you guys do to entertain yourselves? What do you
during
guys
what? During Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Or just
No,
all
No,
the
doing
time?
any
I'm gonna get
any
there.
moment.
I'm gonna get there.
No,
Just to put-
and I know where you're going at.
Yeah, you see that?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not-
So I know
I
the
eat
connection.
telepathic.
Yes.
I'm almost
Let's
telepathic here.
Let's cut the chase then.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
hold on.
Oh my God.
I'm on fire today.
Yeah. Anyway, so what you do, right? Like,
Have you've seen Austin Powers?
yeah.
You know, like the fat bastard?
Yeah.
I eat.
Okay. So we see we do a lot of things because we have a lot of options right now nowadays. But
Too many.
But think about different, long, very far, different farms. Everyone needs together. So you gotta have an incentive, and food is the best incentive possible to have that. You know. So it's a
Yeah.
way to show off. To look, everything we cropped and we made it. You know, we harvested. So probably it has to do with the celebrations. We do that every party you throw. You want to have, you're gonna show your appetizers and
Yep.
different dish. You know, like the other night we served a Greek food salad, sweets, and main dish. So do you understand what I'm saying? Like
I do. I think we live in a world of give and take. And for Thanksgiving, I think the emphasis is on, it's in the words, is the giving. So
Mhm.
it's like it's the time of the year where it's not a lot of selfishness. It's a lot of here's what we have and you give. When you give, it does make you feel good though, right? So it still can be a
Always.
selfish thing to give because it makes you feel good. But
Altruism.
it's altruism, you know. But it ends up being mutually beneficial for everyone. So I don't know.
Well, we are a food processing machine.
Yeah, I eat every day.
And I was just gonna say, I think there's something primitive behind that too. To your point, George, as far as like, hey, I harvested, I put in the hard work for years and years, or months and months out of the year.
Yeah.
Well, let's enjoy this.
exactly.
Give thanks to what I have. Hey, what did you do? You brought, you harvested. I mean, I'm talking our family's generations, like hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
They put in the hard work to harvest a certain type of crop or
Yeah.
multiple crops,
got
and let's come
corn.
together.
I got fields and fields of corn.
Yeah.
This guy's got yams, and
And you
sweet potatoes.
bring it all
This guy
together, and
has a
this is what
turkey
I have.
farm,
Yes.
You know.
I normally harvest at the supermarket. For example, I go in there.
God damn it.
I go in there and I do select the best two pork ribs that I can see.
Yeah.
So I'm harvesting.
Sorta, kinda.
So when we go around the table this year, we give thanks for Costco.
Yes, exactly. Like every
God
single
damn it,
one.
you
right?
called out the ribs place.
Yeah, everybody gets rich from Costco. It's just the truth. I do
Son
too.
of a
They come in packs of twos.
I know.
Yeah.
You can get them pre-seasoned or not. You know.
God damn it.
Costco, Sam's Club.
There's no secret anymore.
To be honest, I really thought there was more religion behind that. It was more religious, especially because I think maybe the religion would sort of take it, like, and use it as their front. I know I can't speak too much about this topic here because Hilton is not a big fan of talking about this, but
Practicing
yeah, so,
Muslim.
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, right. Yeah. So.
Do I not say that again, or do I
No,
need to
no,
cut
I'm,
it?
I'm going right now.
I can cut it. No problem.
I don't
Shame
wanna-
on you.
Yeah, I'm just. Oh, sorry, it was just a.
I know you keep a Quran in the car. Just trying to play it off.
And I have a question. Because of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, now we have 4 days of purchase, right? So my point here is like, is it gonna become just as commercial as Christmas is? Because this is what happened to Christmas, right? And then we get to Thanksgiving. Would that be?
We're in America, and America likes to market, make money, and profit off it. Do you know how many holidays we have a month that you probably never heard of that are just solely to drive you to a store to buy something
Purchase.
But I don't
For
think
the-
it's just America.
for the economy?
No, I don't think.
No,
it's
but America's the one that the way we market stuff is kind of.
the Americans
It
are
can
the
be-
king of the market. You know what I mean? The advertisement. You know what I mean? They are great at it.
So, can I get into the actual history of it? Back to your point, George. You were asking about the commercial economic implications of Thanksgiving. So, let me get into a little bit of history of the holiday that is Thanksgiving. So, ironically enough, again, it first happened in the 1500s with the Pilgrims coming over to the United States. And it continued on to be an annual tradition. 1700s, after the American Revolutionary War, we were told to give thanks for that the war had ended, give thanks. And it was still kind of a tradition, not a national holiday, a recognized holiday, but a kind of hey, it's the end of November, everyone get together as a feast, come together type of thing. 1817, New York actually recognized it as New York was the first state in the United States to recognize it as a holiday. But there was a lot of pushback from the South, obviously with the lead up to the Civil War. Ironically enough, Sarah Hale, the author of the famous nursery rhyme, Mary Had a Little Lamb, familiar with that? She was the biggest proponent and voice to make it a national holiday. And they actually credit her with the nickname of being Mother of Thanksgiving because she was the one to push and say that we need this to be a national holiday. Abraham Lincoln eventually did make it a holiday, but he made it the last Thursday of every November. So that would be pushed until next week, right? FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt, pushed it up 1 week.
Second to last.
The second to last. Because of his idea was that there was a way of kickstarting or jumpstarting the holiday season a week early because of the Great Depression. So at that time, the Great Depression was happening in the United States. He thought if he could push that up 1 week, that would be one more week of people to start their holiday shopping season or at least spending to get the economy back up to where it needs to be. So for the past couple hundred years, the implication has moved from coming together, food, recognizing it as an old tradition. Now the implication has been a jumpstart to the holiday shopping season, thanks to FDR and the Great Depression. So yes, and it hasn't been until recently that Black Friday, Cyber Monday, what other holidays are early access Thursday,
Tuesday.
Yeah, everything. What's after some Saturday, small business Saturday. You're
Spend
supposed to
your money
shop.
Saturday.
Yeah. So it's as much as it is an integral part of everyone coming together, it's also an integral part of jumpstarting the economy for the holiday season.
That's then gets confusing a little bit with the Black Friday, and that's why it's called Black Friday, because it's the black ink. So it's to take the companies from the red on
Correct.
accounting to black. So it's making a lot of sales.
Correct.
To bring the revenue up. So that's what the Black Friday. That's why it's called Black Friday. It's
Correct.
because of the ink color of the pen. So it's the ink color, and so it's taking the companies from the red to the black. So and then that became kind of something like sort of put together.
Yes. And that was part of the jump start of the economy during the Great Depression, was that hopefully by pushing it up a week, introducing some type of incentive for people to go out and spend. I mean, during the Great Depression, it was horrible times for Americans at that time. So any little bit that you had to spend, you could spend during that time. So to answer your question, so there is some economic implications with Thanksgiving post Great Depression time.
Is it associated more with one party or the other party? Is there any? What do religious think about that?
Thanksgiving as a whole?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't speak on other. I know Christians always celebrate it here, but
They do.
I don't know that it is a religious thing in particular though. They're like
If they explore that, or if they incorporated that to their, part of the, you see, like if you have a mass or something, if they use this period in favor, because they might have a pushback, like, oh, God, this is a pagan or something.
like Halloween would be.
Yeah,
or something.
so
Yeah,
I
don't
don't, we
know.
won't use it because it doesn't have a roots in religion.
Not that I know of.
Any religion's going to take it as an opportunity to give thanks to their all creator. Like, thank Jesus for, giving you the food that's in front of you. Thanks to Allah. Thanks to Buddha. Thanks to whatever, whoever it is. I don't think there's a specific religion that's attached to Thanksgiving.
But so you don't know if there is like for example, in Christian religions, there is like a mass or a get together to celebrate just that. You don't know about, because I know that in Brazil it's called Dia de Ação de Graças, which is the same thing. So
Yeah.
it's Thanksgiving, and there is a specific mass on the Catholic religion for that. So it's the same as like you have the Christmas mass. You know what I mean? You go
Right.
to church, to have that mass. So,
Not that I've ever experienced. Have you ever experienced that, Dylan? But I'm not.
No,
super
if I had
religious.
to guess, the pilgrims as they came over were probably Catholic. So there probably is a little bit more rooted history with Catholicism
Mhm,
as
mhm.
opposed to other religions. But I don't know that it excludes or includes anybody specifically. That's from my own lack of knowledge and not looking into it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I've never.
I'm just curious here, man.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
It's similar to Christmas, though. Like, Christmas has been indoctrinated with the Christian group, but the actual source of Christmas is not technically a Christian. Like, they always refer to it as Jesus' birthday. It's not December 25th. It was an opportunity, and it's kind of turned into what it's turned into. But I don't think that's the actual history of Christmas. I actually think the history of Christmas, if I'm correct, is they were eating like mushrooms, and they might have been like red and white spotted like mushrooms that they were hallucinating and tripping on, and
God.
that they were seeing like a Saint Nick figure. That if you look into the actual history of it, it has to do with that. It's not Christian. It's
I
not,
like that
but-
version. I don't know how there is
Yeah.
true in there, but
But
I
is-
love that.
But is that the history of Santa Claus or the history of
That's
Christmas?
the history of Santa Claus.
Because I think Christians use that as an opportunity to be like to incorporate and bring more followers into their religion because of the winter solstice.
Mhm,
A lot of Vikings, a lot of other religions would celebrate a winter solstice because December 22nd is the shortest, well, is the winter solstice, so it's
Winter
the
solstice,
shortest day
Of
of the
for
northern
us.
hemisphere. Yes. So that was their way of like, oh, hey, you celebrate a winter solstice. Our God was born on that day too.
Mhm,
What a
mhm.
coincidence.
Yeah.
Let's incorporate our two religion or our two beliefs,
Traditions.
our traditions. Yeah.
You see, again, mixed again, man.
Mixed
See?
again.
In my own ignorance, but from memory, I'm pretty sure Jesus' birthday is in like the summertime. It's not even in winter.
Yeah.
So the whole thing confuses me.
but
I've never bothered to look into it too
But
far.
no, but the
That is it.
the Christmas is the rebirth of Jesus. So it's not the birth itself. Or is it? No, it is the birth.
No, it is the
Yeah,
birth.
it
No,
is
it's
the birth.
the birth because
Yeah.
Easter would be the
Yeah,
resurrection,
the resurrection. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
which is accurate chronologically at that time, but nothing to do with winter and his birthday or anything. But no, this is.
So you pulled it up in here. So
I know it's a Thanksgiving episode. We can talk more about this around Christmas time too. But yeah, I mean the actual color of these mushrooms were red and white
Cliffhanger.
and spotted, and that's what kind of influenced the red hat and white. The red and white colors and everything for Christmas is an influence from this mushroom. Apparently, people were eating it and
Hallucinating.
they were hallucinating. They were.
I have an idea for my costume now for Christmas.
okay.
Giant mushroom.
No, I'm not gonna take it. I'm just gonna dress it once more.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at the size of
Jesus.
that.
Yeah,
It's big.
and they refer to it as a type of the Amanita muscaria, but they refer to it as a red hat with white dots. Grows in the ground near trees such as birch and pine.
Man,
But indigenous groups of people were the first, Psychotropic journey is believed to be related to the idea that Santa Claus travels with his sleigh and reindeer through the skies to deliver gifts.
Look at that. Look at that
This
bottom picture. Look how big
phantasmic
that is.
story, size of her hand.
that's what I say.
Yeah.
But this, I think this angle shows the real side.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being in a forest, super hungry? You're like, I'm lost. I need to eat something, and you see a giant thing that big. You're like, I can eat
What
that.
could
whole-
go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, Jesus, Santa Claus is here. He's coming down my chimney.
Over the time, this shamanic archetype changed, and it said that with the travel of Druids, this tradition spread to Great
Druids.
Britain. Then, through cultural exchange, it was combined with Germanic and Nordic myths that related adventures such as those of Wotan, which is a German god, Odin, his Nordic counterpart, and other gods who, when traveling during the night of this winter solstice, were chased by demons in a sleigh pulled by an 8-legged horse. With time, let me jump
Yeah.
ahead,
Yeah.
Christianity related the Christmas tradition to the 4th century Turkish bishop, Saint Nicholas of Bari, who
Yeah, that's the
also
version I
inspired the character of Santa Claus, Old Saint Nick. since he used to give gifts to those in need, especially children. So there's this old rooted history and this fantastical story of a sleigh and reindeer and all this stuff, and it's through people hallucinating.
Did they mention Nordic there?
Nordic.
Yeah.
Like
That's how
Odin
far
and-
back in Odin, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Nordic gods, I guess Icelandic people, and I mean, it goes back very far. But that makes more sense, right, than just some guy flying in a sleigh with reindeer pulling them and stuff. It makes sense that people were visioning that through hallucinations. But to me, like you said, I like that story better. I think that's fun.
Come on, right? More inspiring, definitely.
Yeah, we mentioned about the economy and whatnot and Black Friday, and I think because this is that week and we only have one podcast to release, is there anything Black Friday related, like something that you're looking at into purchasing or anything like that, or expecting?
Anybody want to go for it? I feel like I've talked a lot this podcast, so
I actively have to avoid the temptation to buy things. 'Cause we live in a world where everything's pushed right in your face. You got Amazon and everything's online, so you're not even looking at deals, and you get a notification on your phone that a birdhouse is going to be on sale 50% off. You're like, man, maybe I do need a birdhouse. So it's temptation that gets me on Black Friday that I try my hardest to avoid it. Unless there's something all year you've been looking for and you want to get on a deal. For me personally, I lost a pair of AirPods a few weeks ago, so maybe I will look to see if there's a deal on a pair of AirPods.
Big
I'm
Walmart.
currently using old gen, and I
R.I.P.,
just
man.
don't like the way they fit in my ear. I had the Pros, and funny story, it's not really that funny, but I listen to podcasts a lot when I go to sleep, music, and I don't want to bother Sam, so I put in a headphone and then I fall asleep. Typically, I wake up 3, 4 in the morning, still in my ear, put it in the case, carry on. One morning, I woke up, gone, not in my ear, went to work, didn't really think much of it. Get to work, go to put my AirPod in, I open the case, there's just one AirPod in the case. Like, what the fuck? Now we have a problem, I'm like, where's my other AirPod? I stopped worrying about it, was just using the one. And then, I never lose things, by the way, either. It was like 2 weeks later, I found the one that was in the house. It fell into the bed. One of my cats was playing with it, and they took it all the way from my bedroom out into the hallway, into the living room, and ended up in a hall closet because there's like a little gap under the door. Went right underneath. It's been living there, rent free. So I find it the same evening. I lose the other one.
oh,
So now I
Wasn't
have
meant to be,
an
man.
AirPod Pro sitting in a drawer on my bedside table. I have no way of charging it because I've now lost the case as well. The case was with the AirPod. The second one.
Oh, okay.
So now I have an
Ah,
AirPod I can't
yeah.
charge, I can't
I
do
thought it was
anything with.
3 different events.
Yeah.
That would be wild.
So
Yeah.
no, it's like I had 2 AirPods in a case. I lose just an AirPod. I still
Right.
have the case and one, right?
Yeah,
Then I find the one, but I guess we were at a job site, and I know this from Find My the Find My app. It shows that AirPod at our client's house, their next door neighbor. But it has to be that it's that AirPod and the case.
Yes. Yeah.
Because they're both gone, and I don't even remember using it that day. Hilton says he remembers me. He saw it in my ear. I don't remember. That's gone.
I have an idea. You should have a eye tag.
Yeah, glued.
Connect glued.
Super
to that.
glue that thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then.
So I'm, in spite of myself, I'm not giving myself any more AirPods because I don't deserve it.
I know what
You-
you're coming from. I agree with you.
You can't have nice things. You're gonna lose it. You don't deserve nice things.
Yeah.
So as a nice little treat for
Punishment.
myself, I punish myself on it. Nice little treat for myself for Black Friday. If it's on sale, I might buy a pair. Might not. I don't know. I'm very frugal, so we'll see.
I can't say the same about me. Because I wait for the whole year and I buy.
Yes,
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
brand's got. Man, I've been bombarded with everything I know because I know that the algorithm is going to try to trick me. So I trick the algorithm. So I write a lot of things that I really wanted. And I keep saying that. I keep writing that. I keep looking for only exactly what I want.
Save for later.
And what happens is I keep doing the whole year because I know what I want. It gets to Black Friday. Guess what? I start seeing. I have the different kind of shoes, right? Barefoot shoes. I just throw away all my shoes. I just use barefoot. It's ads from Czech Republic. It's ads from Australia. I don't care. I only see barefoot because that's what I wanted.
yeah.
But I tricked the algorithm for what, 8-9 months, and some clothes too. only
That's
what
a
I
lot
wanted.
of preparation for Black Friday.
Yeah.
Exactly. I want a TV too. So you see,
Black
and then,
Friday's great for electronics.
exactly. So the TV I wanted was like what, 1400. Now it's $799. It's an 86-inch TV. It's a big one.
Is it LG?
It's LG.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's UR 8000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
exactly.
the same one?
I just bought it.
Yeah, yeah.
Costco?
Costco.
God damn it! Gosh!
All roads come back to Costco.
Exactly. You see what I'm
Every
saying?
time.
Oh.
LG, that's the third brand that we mentioned here. Just, if you want to
Yeah.
enjoy,
Hey.
you don't know what you're losing.
You're gaining, if anything.
Yeah, exactly. Man, that's 86 is a... Because I just compared, like, really, value for money, you just have to buy that one.
Yeah.
I didn't plan. That's what I do. I don't plan. I just accumulate. And I get to Black Friday, and then I just start distributing.
That's a good approach.
For coffee, I do the same. Because if you buy in bulk, it's cheaper. And then I choose the coffee day to buy it. So it's 30%
Even
over.
more.
So it's like 50. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to afford the coffee I drink the whole year. But the secret is you must have a big freezer because you
Gotta
freeze.
freeze
Of course.
all the beans.
What do you have
That's
to
the
do?
best way.
And then what you do is, there's, even when it's frozen, it's got to be 4 or
Right.
5 months. So you need 2 dates a year. I need 2 dates a year. So I buy, 10, 20 pounds, and then you just vacuum seal it, because that's the way you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't put it in the freezer without vacuum, because then it's wet, and just like, the same thing happens with cigars, like if it's too much humidity or not too much, the same thing happened with the beans.
Yep.
When is coffee day?
Man, they have so many, just like he mentions, like,
I know
okay,
this pop
it's like
up.
Texas Coffee Day, Austin Coffee Day,
Oh, cool.
National Coffee Day, International Coffee Day. So we just have to see.
Just gotta keep your eyes open.
The first year you make mistakes because, you buy
start
too
buying
much at
stuff.
the beginning, it's just 10% off, and then it gets to International Days, 20% off.
Oh,
So
fuck.
the next year,
Hey, the
you know what
Sharuto
to do.
day? That's what we need.
Sharuto day.
Sure that,
Sharuto Day.
we should have that, right?
If not, we gotta make it.
Well, I think we are ready after all this talk about buying things and eating
I
things.
still can't believe he's
Yeah.
getting the same TV as me.
He's getting. I mean, I that's what I'm saying. So I'm not gonna ask you what you're gonna get
No,
because you got the TV already,
I
and
yeah.
I have to get a little vacuum robot thing because I stole one from my home to put it here. So I need to
Oh.
get one because now my wife is going. She's going like, I need one. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so I gotta get one.
She won probably a better one, more
Yeah.
than one or something, like
Yes.
a $1,000 robot cleaner.
Are we ready for our battle of the logo? Are we?
I don't know. I'm gonna hear about last week.
Do you wanna hear about last week? So I can bring the camera back in here.
Bring it to you.
How'd you do?
I actually did a little bit better than some experts in the panel here. I actually scored, how much did I score? 9? I scored 9 correct picks. And you, Konrad, scored, I'll let Dylan say because I don't remember.
7.
Get the hell out of here. Impossible. Score 7. Really?
But you know what? You picked Broncos, and we all picked the other team.
Vikings, yeah.
Vikings, yes.
You got that right.
And you got that right.
But you chose the Chiefs over the Eagles.
Yeah, and we all chose the Eagles because you, in spite of yourself, because you had picked the Broncos, you picked the Chiefs, and then you didn't get that point.
I mindfuck myself every week. God dang it.
Okay, so let's get through our picks.
Thursday for our Thanksgiving slate, we had a triple-header,
Which we never actually brought up about Thanksgiving traditions. Now,
watching football.
watching football is another Thanksgiving tradition. There's 3 football games that are played on Thanksgiving. So on top of eating excessively, you're watching excessively.
Interesting.
Fun tidbit. Cowboys, Commanders play this game every single year. And
Packers and Lions do too.
Lions and Packers, all these teams typically play every year on Thanksgiving, and this goes back to the Washington Commies used to be the Washington Redskins. So the Cowboys versus the Redskins was basically our modern version of Cowboys versus Indians
Yep.
for Thanksgiving. A tradition that's been around forever, and as long as they've been playing. So to this day, we get this game every single year. So short week for Dallas. Really, all these teams, they all played Sunday. So anybody coming off a bye week? I think Detroit just played. They snuck a win. Niners, Seahawks, everybody here has a short week.
Yep.
So it makes things a little bit tough. They all played Sunday. They got to turn around and play again on Thursday.
So they're a little bit more tired then.
Do they
So
do
they're more
load
tired.
management in 16 games?
Yeah.
Right, and there is depth at each position, so there is some rotation in the lines now. Like I think historically, you've probably had a starter at whatever position, and they try to play the whole game. Now you're starting to see a lot more depth at bigger positions, linebackers, linemen, and every 3-5 downs or so they rotate. So
Yeah.
those big 190-pound cornerbacks, they're running up and down the field, are playing almost every snap.
Okay.
But those 300-pound linemen are getting swapped out. So that's kind of an update.
That makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
kind of the only thing that I can see is like load management.
So when it's back to back in basketball, it's very common to have load management.
Load management. Yeah, there's so
for
many games.
the older players
Yep.
or injured prone players. That's why I'm asking, because you said it's a tight schedule, so they just played. So that's why I figured.
Good question. No,
They
very
voted
good
on
question.
it, but the NFLPA, there's now 17 games in a season. It's not 16 games, 17 weeks. It's now 17 games, 18 weeks. And we think as time progresses, they will just continue to add more games.
Eesh.
So you might get closer to a 20-game season, but teams are going to get 2 bye weeks. Or that's kind of where the trend is heading, because more games is more revenue. More tickets being sold,
This is the
beer
whole
and
thing about
concessions
basketball,
and
too.
advertisement. So the players, from what I hear watching podcasts stuff, some players don't like it, it's a lot of work. Every time it's more taxing on the body. But people hire up GMs with the money coming in, they're really pushing for more games.
Has it always been 16 since the beginning of the league? Is 54?
I don't know. I don't know how many. I just know it's
It was a
progressively.
lot less. It was a lot less.
Yeah, it's progressively got more. I think before it got into like the Super Bowl era, even.
But there's one reason I think, like here, it's me not knowing the sport, but the less protection you had, of course, they would get injured much easier in the past. Now, the more protection they have now, they are trying harder
Yeah.
because it compensates, but I don't know if it makes up for the injuries that they had in the past, because I know that the average I think expectation for a player was 54 in 10 years ago, 15 years ago. The average of time they would live, it was very low.
Oh, life expectancy,
Life
or
expectancy,
something?
yes, was very low. So
Yeah. There was a big debate where players were advocating for marijuana. They wanted basketball,
I
other
told you,
sports
yeah.
had allowed
Basketball.
marijuana.
Basketball.
Ahead
And
of the
so
curve.
it was basically like a negotiation tactic. So the NFLPA was like, "We will give you marijuana. We want an extra game."
exactly.
And so they were like, "Fuck it, let's do it." So both parties kind of gave up something and gained something at,
At this
the same
point,
time.
man, at this point, like
It's ridiculous that it's even has to be that, but that's
Yeah.
kind of why we're at where we're at now.
Right,
and
right,
I
right.
see the trend that we'll continue to have more
up to
games.
20, you say.
That's kind of what I think.
Uh-huh.
Nobody knows, but I know actual players you watch, like the Pat McAfee show, Cowboys fans. Micah Parsons has his own show on YouTube, and they don't love the extra games, but it's just kind of what they've had to do.
Do you know what? Funny enough, we have Lions, which is my team, because I'm a Lion, Leo,
Yeah.
Do be lying.
because I was born in August. So that's what I've been saying since the first podcast we talked about it. Yeah, I'm a Leo, so I'm always picking the Lions. So, and then funny enough, you see there, we have Lions playing, and have Cowboys playing, and have Seahawks playing.
We all have our teams
We
playing.
all have our teams
Oh,
playing.
I see. So do you how do you do? You pick the winner? Do you have to pick the score? What do you have to do?
Winner and loser, that's it.
Winner, loser, okay.
I only pick the winner, and then the loser is the other part.
Get out of here.
Oh my god. Does it happen in every single podcast that you guys
Oh,
record
yeah.
is like that?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
an asshole.
Give
Every
you
podcast.
one guess.
Yeah, oh my god.
You'll soon find out that
Yeah.
Hilton also changes his answers based off of what we pick too. So
Oh yeah, this is what I would actually. I want to suggest something. Why don't we all predict
Score.
and then predict this, and then we say it all together, so you can't change it. How about that?
Yeah, I've thought about doing that where we all just write it down, but ultimately things will get changed, and he'll find a way to pick what he wants to pick.
Oh,
I control the cameras.
Yeah,
So,
maybe
doesn't
you could
matter.
go first.
Maybe
Maybe you could go
I'll give
first.
you a
I
little bit of
control.
No,
context.
no, yeah.
No, he has. He picks a team. We all go, and he goes. On second thought, I
Oh,
think
no.
I'm gonna go with the team that y'all
Yeah, we
picked.
can record it.
So this is my whole thing. To give you context, I missed last week. I had an appointment that was scheduled that I didn't schedule that I had to go to, and the work week got away from us, and podcast started late. I wasn't here, but I watched it, and we got to the game of, I believe it was the Buccaneers versus the 49ers. And I've told Hilton from the first week that we've been recording that just you wait. There will come a point when we're taking picks where the whole game, we call it the Battle of the Logos. As the resident non-football watcher,
Yeah.
his context of who to pick is just what logo does he like better. That's how he makes his picks. That's how the origin of this all started. And then last week, it's the 49ers versus the Buccaneers, and he even says audibly, I don't like the 49ers logo. I like the Buccaneers, but I'm going to pick the 49ers. Because there will be a point in this where it's no longer who's the better logo. We're competitive kids.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter your age. We all are kids at heart. We want to win.
Just change our toys, man.
Yeah.
We just change our toys. That's
Change
it,
our
basically.
toys. And I told him there will be a point in the season where you're going to say, fuck those logos. I want to be right.
Yeah.
And last week was the first week I saw it, and I got to see it as a viewer instead of being here, and I appreciated it even more. And there were tidbits like, oh, this team is coming off a bye, so they're going to be more.
He threw that out, and I go, "What the hell?"
He's
Hilton's paying
been.
attention.
He's a sneaky little
Uh-huh.
sneaker.
You think he's not paying attention? Ha.
Yeah, but he knows. He sees all
On a
things.
second thought, I'm going to suggest as we start doing the picks of the week,
This
I'm
is a
going to
hard
go Lions.
I'm also going to go Lions.
I will be picking the Lions also.
And I don't have the statistics on my side here. The Lions, are they playing at home, the Lions?
Everybody on the right is
On
at
the
home.
right. Okay, so...
It means that Lions won.
Eight
No,
Let's
no,
go.
no, I know. It's 8-2, right? Just like basketball. But how many games did they play at home? Of this 10?
How many are they going to play? at
No,
home?
they played.
so
you know.
far.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't like the statistic at home? So I'm going to pick the one at home then.
Every team, to answer your question without specific facts about the Lions, every team has somewhat of a slight advantage at home, except for a very few,
Yes. Yeah,
which would be the teams in like Vegas, Los Angeles, sometimes New York. Not as much.
I
New
would
York as
never
others.
take the Jets, for example. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins if they play out.
We are talking about the Green Bay Packers, the team of the people.
I knew this would be tough for you because you've been picking the team of the people
Yeah,
versus your Detroit Lions. So
No, but I'm picking the Lions. So and you are picking
The Lions.
the Lions. Okay.
So we're all going to be sweeping Motor City, Dan Campbell, and the brand new Lions. This team in the past has been terrible.
I don't think they've ever really had like a good season.
They've been worse than terrible. They've been dog shit. So they are being referred to now as the brand
Wet dog
new,
shit. Not even dry dog shit.
No.
Wet dog shit.
liquid, wet dog shit.
Can't pick it
Mammoth
up.
shit.
Yes. It's refreshing to see them play well. I'm very on board with Motor City lately. It's fun football. Last week, I don't know if y'all had an opportunity to watch that game. They lost to the Bears until they didn't. It was all the way up until the last 5 minutes. They were down 14 points. Shouldn't have won the game. That's electric football right there, and it shows that a team, and they will find a way to win at the end. That's a team you got to watch for the whole season. They're on Super Bowl alert right now because they're playing very well.
On a good path.
Yes.
Okay. So my team.
Your team. Now we have the Washington Commies at the Dallas Cowboys.
Traditionally, I say Commanders.
The Commanders. No, I like the dog on them because I think they had a really cool mascot and logo. They used to be the Redskins, and they went broke because they went woke. Now they're not playing super well. They started off pretty good. Sam Howell is actually my fantasy football quarterback. So I started him over Deshaun Watson like week 5. I haven't used Deshaun in a while. He's just been sitting on my bench. Had to get rid of him. See, he's out for the season. But, I've been rooting for Washington, even though they're a division rival. But I think until they change their name back to the Redskins, they're really not going to go anywhere. It sounds like
Or
a
Red
joke.
Wolves. I can respect
What's the name of the guy
Red
that just bought the team?
Jay-Z.
No, the Redskins. I want to say it's Dan something, Dan Campbell, or I can look it up. But there are talks that he wants to. He doesn't wear any merch that says Washington Commanders on it. He just wears like maroon stuff. That's the colors. And there's a rumor going around that he's trying to get Redskins brought back in, which I think would be electric. Because we shouldn't be so woke. That being said, you all know who I'm going to pick. I don't even just say it.
Okay, your last one on that one.
I'm not even going to say it. You already know.
Okay.
I'm going to go Cowboys.
Cowboys.
As well. Cowboys.
I lost my voice. The Commanders are not my pick. Because it's the Cowboys.
Cowboys too.
So a word for Cowboys in Portuguese? Because I really want to know.
Vaqueiro.
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 Yeah.
Because cow is vaca.
If you say colloquial is vaquero. Colloquial, we don't pronounce the
Because
I,
in
so
Spanish, it's vaqueros, right?
Vaqueros.
That's always going to be my pick today.
Yeah.
So we have the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle.
49ers.
The Seattle
I'm sorry,
Konrads.
man. I'm sorry about that.
I've been calling them the Seattle Supersonics, but they don't put up that kind of points, so I got to call them something else. He's our resident Seahawk guy. What do you think, Konrad? Is Gino going to play?
Yeah.
Gino's
He just had a bruised elbow, a little minor injury.
Respect to him for coming back in that game.
Yeah.
That was a tough loss by 1 point. You're our resident Seahawk guy. Tell us who we should pick.
Yeah.
Tell us why.
And this is a tough one because I really do think that the Niners are playing at a level that's very, very high. I'm still not very happy with how the Seahawks are handling their defense. I think they could be better coached and better prepared. But Seattle does this every time. That they start having one of those years where it's like, I don't know what they're really doing. They end up beating all the best teams. So I'm picking the Seahawks. At home, they're wearing their action green uniforms. So I'm going Seahawks.
I'm a bird supporter and I'm a friend supporter. Konrad, my friend. I'm a bird.
Oh, God.
Seahawks.
Good job.
Also, a bird supporter. We are a supporting podcast, and I'm a friend supporter to a point.
He came with the but.
Yeah.
Let me hit you with the statistic. Every time I pick for or against the Seahawks, it's wrong.
Yeah.
So my pick on this doesn't matter.
Whatever he picks, it's gonna be the other way.
So because you guys picked the Hawks, if I take the Niners, I'm ensuring that you're going to get it correct, which is good for you.
I see how this reverse psychology friendship works.
Sacrifice.
He was
So for that reason,
Yeah.
without us being mad at him.
Yeah, exactly.
For that reason, I'm going to take the Seahawks.
Oh,
Oh my God. How dare
I
you.
don't know.
I don't
How
understand.
I
dare
don't
you guys,
believe
because
you did
How-
that, Dylan.
How dare you?
You said no birds here in the beginning. You said no birds in the beginning, so that's why 49ers.
So
I,
it's,
but I'm not. I don't have the spell,
Let me take you
so
on
I don't
an
have the
emotional roller
spell
coaster.
that you have it. So I'm gonna take the 49ers. I'm sorry about
No,
that.
that's fine. It's all right.
I wanted to take Konrad on an emotional roller coaster.
Well, I was highs and lows right there
Yes,
for
buckled
sure.
in.
Yeah.
All right, we have a Black Friday game this year.
First one ever.
The Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets.
That's my pick.
Fins up.
Fins, Dolphins. Jets are terrible.
Dolphins.
you all know what I'm gonna pick.
Picked all year.
Fins up.
There we
I
go.
like Dolphins.
Fins.
We have the New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons at home. Atlanta is playing better than the record shows. New Orleans, honestly, kind of the same. Derek Carr has good games, has bad games. If Jameis Winston's going to be in, completely different team.
I'll
So
pick the Saints by 3 points. Do I
Saints
get,
by
do I get
3.
an extra? Do I get an extra if I get
Man, I tell you
by
what.
3 points?
write it down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Write it down.
Saints by 3.
I'll take the Falcons by 1.5.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick the Falcons by 3.
Okay.
Look at the logo. I'll put that on this. Bird. Of course, my friend. It's a bird by 0.75.
Doesn't matter, right?
All right, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No, we don't have the Steelers. We have the Johnsons.
Oh, that's right.
The Pittsburgh Johnsons at the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'll pick up the Steelers.
Good pick. I'm gonna go Steelers as well. Dylan's gonna get analytical.
Steelers. He's gonna come with like history, 150 years playing. You know what I mean?
The Steelers are gonna steal.
What's your pick, Dylan?
He's doing a cigar review right now.
I'm getting a lot of cocoa notes, a little bit of. Show me your stripes, man. They're great. Kellogg's, give me the fucking Bengals.
That's the second time he does that to us. We go the other way and he gets the Bengals. You know?
We have the Jacksonville Land Rovers at the Houston Texans.
The Texans were the only game I've ever been to, and they beat.
The New England Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots.
Were you at that game?
I was at that game.
Last
I was
year?
at the VIP, the area. Like, it was fun.
Last year?
No, 2 years ago, I think.
Was it when Tom Brady was still with the Patriots?
Exactly.
I was at that game.
No
Boom.
way. Really?
I had
Yes.
field
It's
access
ridiculous.
tickets.
And I picked them. Because you're crazy.
They won.
They haven't won, I think, for 14 games.
And they beat the
And they
Patriots
beat
that
the
night.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember you talking about
it was
it.
a real beat.
Yeah,
actually.
I
No,
remember.
I have. I'll show you pictures
17
later.
points or something, 14
I had field access tickets to that game, so I was on the field and I got a
Oh
picture of
my
Tom Brady.
goodness.
Really?
Yes,
I would trade my
And they
food
won.
with your view. I would trade, of course.
I will find the pictures after the podcast. I'll show you.
And I will
It's pretty
show
cool.
you too.
I was at that game,
That's why
and
I will
cool.
pick up the Texans.
Our phones will show
I
us
like
the
when
day.
they play at home.
Yeah.
I like when they play at home.
I'll pick the Texans.
No.
We already
You're
have
picking
history.
The Texans again. Second week in a row.
But Hilton, I tell you what, they are a completely rejuvenated, different team than they have been for the past couple of years.
Yeah,
They are a lot of fun to watch. They are a good team.
they humbled my ass because I have been talking mad shit about them like they're the Denver Broncos.
Yes.
And no, they're not the Denver Broncos. They're the Houston Texans. Still nowhere near as good as the Dallas Cowboys.
No.
But I will pick them over the Jacksonville Land Rovers.
I'm going to pick the Jaguar Land Rovers.
What a discovery.
Because I'm a Land Rover supporter.
You are.
My wife owns a Land Rover.
Yeah.
I worked for Jaguar Land Rover when I lived in UK and worked for them for 6.5 years. I know that there's nothing to do with the car company. Land Rovers.
Aren't they owned by a London guy, though? If the Lions aren't your team, it's got to be the Land Rovers. It's not the Lions.
Okay. So
Hilton has two teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Both cats.
What would you do if Elon Musk bought a football team as a Tesla owner?
He would have to have a Tesla logo. in
Dude,
there.
what if he bought the Chargers?
There's gonna be an X. It's for
Both
sure
up.
gonna be an X.
Yeah,
you
and
know, like-
the bolts are gonna have to be up. Right?
The Xers.
cool.
Yeah,
That'd be
probably 49ers who don't like that. They're gonna be the Xers for sure. That's gonna be
Sparky.
the team.
The Xers.
The Xers, yeah.
You could do a lot with that when you win too. Like, welcome to the exorcism.
Exactly, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, of
That
course.
could be the
That
name of
would
our
be
stadium
kinda
or
cool,
something. You know?
yeah.
Is it?
That would be nice.
That's the fourth company we mentioned here, and we are giving them ideas
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah.
Not for free, my friend. Right? So
Nothing's for free. No.
nothing is for free, right?
Sorry.
Nothing's for
You
free,
can find me on PayPal, Cash App,
Exactly.
Venmo,
Venmo, yeah. You can Zell me.
Zelle. I have it
Yeah.
all.
It is the season for healing.
That's one of those
so,
fun
I mean,
things where it's like
Exactly.
you
Perfect
wanna-
week for that.
Yeah.
send money to somebody and they're like,
Uh-huh.
"Do you?" I use Cash App. Like, no, I don't have Cash App. I have Venmo. Like, fucking download it. Do you want my money or not?
Yeah.
It takes 2 seconds to download an app, and
Yeah.
you don't want my money?
Do you have a face? You can just click a button. It'll be on your phone.
Yeah.
There you go. It's right
Unless
there.
it's Chinese, though.
Ooh.
Oh my
Let's
god.
talk about religion then.
Yeah.
We don't support the Red Party.
Okay, I'm gonna go the Buccaneers.
There you go.
Give me the Bucks on the road.
I'm gonna go Bucks also. Colts did just get off a bye week, but
You'll get the Colts. At
I
home.
think
there you go.
Yeah, they're playing home.
Bucks
5-5.
just got spanked last week, and I think they're
Maybe
going to play with the
they're
chip on it. If
themselves.
you know Baker Mayfield, he's going to play with the chip on his shoulder. That doesn't mean they're going to win, but that's who I'm going to pick. We have the New England Patriots at the New York Giants. Fuck, this is a bad game. It is
Konrad,
bad.
do you want to say anything about? No, it's Dylan actually that says when it's the bottom of the whatever. There's like the
Oh,
two
no.
bottom ones. Is
That-
it
that's
Konrad?
Konrad.
Okay,
That's
when's the
Konrad.
two
Already
bad
have my pick.
teams playing? What do you normally say?
Battle of the shitty teams. I don't know what. I can't remember. I can't remember what I ate for lunch today.
I think you said something like, "We're gonna find out who sucks less."
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And in this case, we're gonna find out who sucks less than the other one. So.
I don't know. I'll start us off. I don't think anybody has a fucking answer for this game.
I
think the Patriots are due one. I think the Patriots are due one. They're 2-8. Fuck, I'm gonna lose this one. I'm gonna pick New England.
I'm gonna pick the Giants.
I picked the Giants.
I picked the better logo, Patriots. It's not that difficult for me. Sometimes I have to go with the logo.
And I will tell you something. You should stick to your plan, man. Don't get influenced, because I saw that some psychology going on there. Stick to your logo thing, because I know you're gonna do well.
Well, he has this season, and it just drives us crazy. Driving me crazy.
Yeah, and so I'm saying stick to that. Record that.
I'm staying true to who I am.
That's it.
I fly with the wind like a sail.
Those are my colors.
Like a
Those
kite.
are yours.
I change my pick
Yeah.
very seldomly, but when I do, it's for good reason. We are gonna have the Carolina Panthers, and the Tennessee Titans.
Is it 1-9?
Another shitty.
Is it 1-9?
Battle of the shitty
Okay,
teams.
give me Titans. Did we play at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, so give me Titans.
I'm gonna pick Titans as well. The two teams that suck the least in that case.
Oh Jesus Christ! Carolina's due one.
Not do anything. They're dog shit. They're not do anything.
Carolina by 3.
And what is Carolina? I don't know.
They're
Panthers.
they're the worst.
Oh.
Yeah, Carolina.
Oh,
Panthers.
it's the Microsoft Word
yeah.
whatever we pick. What is the name of
That's
that?
the Browns. The Microsoft art for football. The Browns helmet. I think.
The Panthers is kind of a nice logo there.
Their
but,
uniforms are the best in my opinion. I love the black and the blue, the dark blue. I love those colors.
Yeah,
Being biased.
I think the all black uniforms on any team look good. Like Washington's all black look really good.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
I'm gonna pick the Teslas.
ahead. Okay.
Who?
The Teslas.
Don't let him explain because I get to mark this as wrong.
No, go back. You're gonna see why. Who has a T in it?
Oh, okay. Titans.
You let him
Okay.
explain.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Come on.
I had no idea what was happening.
I was giving you a competitive edge.
Yeah.
Okay, the Lakers and the Angry Bird.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
dude.
going Lakers.
Give me the Cardinals.
I'm picking the heel repeatedly because
3
I'm
points.
serious. I'm taking the Cardinals.
I'm gonna take the
6.
Cardinals as well. I'm gonna go
6 points for
Cardinals.
Plus 6.
And why is that?
They're due for a win. They played hard this last Sunday, and I think the Rams squeaked by a win against Seattle. I think they can do it.
Yeah. And another thought.
Here we go.
I am a Bird supporter, and I'm gonna change my vote and pick the Bird.
We now have a sweep, which means we're all wrong. So on second thought, I'm going to change. I'm just kidding.
I'll send the camera to you.
I'm going to stay with the fucking Bird.
How many times can I change?
So your heart
Okay.
No,
can't
I'm-
take any more.
I'm gonna say-
Call
hold
your
on.
wives. Call
I'm gonna
your
say
fiance.
what Dylan normally says to me. You're in a free country.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want, as many times as you want.
That's what my wife tells Amazon. She orders 10 pieces and keeps one. She gives back. She want to buy only one, but then she picks 10 and she keeps 2.
Yeah.
It's 100%. What
Hey,
are you
The
complaining about?
statistics work.
Yeah.
You know how much freedom we're allotted in this country?
Yes.
Take advantage of that shit, gentlemen.
Yes.
Cheers.
Freedom.
Hold on, because the camera is not working.
Oh, it's fine. We are
Cheers.
just
Cheers.
cheering.
Put it right in front of him so the camera's
cheers.
on.
Right in here.
There we go.
Cheers.
Hey.
Cheers to
When you're
freedom.
allotted freedom, you take advantage of that opportunity. I've never lived in another country. I've never had to know what it's like to live in another country.
Do you like your freedom?
I love my freedom,
That's it.
and I've never questioned my freedom. And that's why, against the Cleveland Browns and the Denver Broncos, I'm going to take the shittiest team in the country, the Denver Broncos.
That's what I was speaking up to. Yeah. Broncos here.
Say your piece.
Have you ever heard of spontaneous human combustion?
Yes.
Only when I smoke a backwoods.
I hope Russell Wilson smokes 15 backwoods before this game. He goes, sets back for a pass, and just explodes.
Was he pushed out of Seattle, or did he leave on his own accord? Because you sound like you hate the guy.
No, I hate how he has played these past couple of years.
His whole life.
No, I've been the biggest Russell Wilson supporter
Right.
when he was with Seattle and winning, and then after he left and went to the Broncos, he's just been dog-eared than dog shit.
Quite dog.
So I'm picking the Browns.
Okay.
You're picking the Browns.
That's not bad. 5,
So,
7, 3.
Dylan and you already picked, right?
Yes.
Just you.
Just me now. I am going to pick I don't know. If I go with the logo, I gotta go Broncos. It is a better logo. I'm going Broncos.
All right.
I'm gonna go Broncos.
Sticking with the logos this week.
Right.
Kansas City Chiefs at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay,
Chiefs,
next game, everybody's picking the Chiefs.
Chiefs came off a really tough.
It's a sweep
tough
Chiefs.
loss.
The Mahomes team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick this guy.
They just
I don't
came
wanna
off a
bet
tough
against
loss.
him.
Well,
This
Yeah,
is actually
yeah,
my
yeah.
knowledge in here, right? So everybody's picking the Chiefs. I know already, and even I'm picking the Chiefs.
there you go.
Buffalo Bills at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Bird.
Is 9-1?
9-1.
When I say 9-1,
bird for
man,
me, bird.
especially winning because of his tricks.
How many shots can they take before they get knocked out? That's kind of where my brain goes. They're
At
winning.
home?
They're winning. They just came off a good win in Kansas City, but in the NFL, you have to expect the unexpected.
But I can give you a little bit of knowledge in there as well. For example, a buffalo cannot jump that high to catch an eagle.
That is very true. I don't think
Wow.
Buffalo can actually jump at all.
Yeah.
They're dumb.
But is it the best moment to pick up exactly this eagle 9-1? Yeah.
But compare their shit output.
Okay.
What does a buffalo eat?
If that's the criteria, right?
If we're measuring shit output,
How
it's
about
buffaloes.
weight?
If we're measuring weight, it's buffalo. If we're measuring height, how high you can get in the air, it's the Eagles.
Yeah, but if you
If
measure
you're measuring
height
vision,
and put one next to the other one, it's your
Yeah.
buffalo.
it's still buffalo. If you're measuring vision,
Pick your criteria.
I don't know. All this to say it's tough. It's easy to see 9-1 versus 6-5 and say, "Oh, it's the Eagles. It's the Eagles."
Yeah, it's not
The,
has
the
been like
Eagles
that.
might win this game, but it's not. It's just not that simple, and that's what makes all these picks so tough. So I'm gonna pick the Birds, but not because I really want them to win. It'd be great for me if they lost as a Dallas Cowboys supporter. So, but sometimes you gotta
I think
logically.
And I don't think you should. I think you should pick the Eagles for the simple fact of they have the first round bye. Statistically, first round byes are not great. So let Dallas have the first week that they play some shitty team that they just smoke out the water and get into the second round and either play the Eagles or some other team.
Yeah.
In my opinion, just throwing that.
No, and you're right because I've given up on that. I've already realized after we played them, we play them again in a few weeks, but I don't see us making up the difference, them losing a
Right.
few more, us not losing again, us beating them, all these things that I've given up on that. Give Philly the number 1 seed. I don't need it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'd rather go to the Super Bowl and win not having the number 1 seed because that's the more interesting path.
Exactly.
So I can't lose if I pick Philly. Because if I pick Philly, I get it right on the podcast. Or if they lose, I get it wrong on the podcast, and I'm still happy as a clam because that's good for Dallas.
Yep.
So we are a bird supporting podcast. I gotta go with the bird.
End of the day, it's all about birds. Oh, Eagles.
Bird, yeah.
Oh yeah, Eagles. It's a sweep.
Okay, so
Signed and
And
dates.
dated too.
next
Dated.
next
I
game.
was hoping a contract. Baltimore Ravens at the Los Angeles Chargers.
Bird.
Birds.
The Ravens, because they have a better statistics than going on there.
All right, we'll sweep the Ravens.
Bird. It's a bird supporting podcast.
Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings. I like the statistics.
It goes quick.
Yeah.
I'm a Viking. Look at my hair. I'm Vikings.
I'm gonna go Vikings on this one too. They're at home. I think they're gonna do it.
Look at Dylan's
Do it.
face.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Dylan's face.
The cogs are just turning inside.
Gentlemen, I'm afraid I've gotten every pick wrong. But
That's,
give me the Blondies.
yeah. All
We'll
right.
sweep the freaking Vikings.
Vikings, yeah. All right. So
There
I
we
think.
go.
Oh my goodness, this is my worst week yet. This is my worst week yet.
Well, I think. Well, do you want to sign us off?
This week of Thanksgiving, we've had time to reflect and really think about what we are blessed with in life. And we are surrounded by friends, family, good tobacco, spirits, water. But most importantly, we're thankful for you. We're thankful for the viewers at home and everybody that watches us and becomes part of our community and our family. And for that, words can't describe how grateful that we are. And if you enjoyed what you saw, we just ask that you like, subscribe, and leave us a funny comment. I'm always looking for a reason to laugh, and I know y'all leave some outlandish stuff down there. So I look forward to reading it, and this is where we sign off. Thank you so much for another week. We'll see you next time.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.